Podcast Network Asia.
You are listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast, where we feature timely and relevant discussions on the Philippine stock market and the economy in the hope of providing you investing and trading guidance. Here's your host.
Hi investors! This is Anjz from First Metro Securities. In this episode of Market Bites, let me share with you our latest company update on Century Pacific Food Inc. or CNPF. We are maintaining our hold call on CNPF with target price unchanged at 41 pesos. In 1Q25, CNPF posted an 11% year-on-year increase in net earnings to 1.9 billion pesos, in line with our estimates. Net sales for the period rose 10% year-on-year to 19.9 billion pesos, mainly driven by the strong performance of the branded segment. Gross profit improved by 10.1% year-on-year, with margins expanding by 10 bps year-on-year to 26.2%, due to carryover inventory from the previous year. At the EBIT level, growth stood at 8.5% year-on-year, with margins slightly contracting by 10 bps year-on-year to 11.7%. CNPF is already tracking within the full-year guidance of 10 to 15% growth in top line and bottom line. However, margins are projected to contract, with a potential decline of 100 to 200 bps due to rising input costs. Management explained that the increase in milk and tuna prices in 1H25 as a normalization toward historical average, rather than a surge to elevated levels. We think this will result to margin pressures, especially in the face of disinflation. This makes pricing power limited for F&B manufacturers. Thus, they cannot readily pass on costs. Given these factors, we think that the stock will consolidate at current levels as the market awaits further catalysts for growth. To get more bullish, we prefer to see, first, lower tuna prices, enabling CNPF to sustain elevated gross margins. Second, positive export developments, benefiting from lower commodity costs and a favorable reciprocal tariff of only 17% on Philippine exports compared to peers. And third, management's initiatives to develop new products in areas like meat alternatives and pet food, establishing CNPF as a segment challenger and driving future growth. For more details, you can view our recent company report on CNPF. Simply log into your FirstMetroSec My or Pro account, head on to the Research tab, click on FirstMetroSec, navigate to All Reports. Under All Types, select Company Report, and you will be able to see our updated report as of June 2025. You can also access our company report through our mobile app, FirstMetroSec Go. On the bottom part of the screen, tap on Stock, search for CNPF. Instead of Quick Quote, choose Research. Then under FirstMetroSec, you will see our updated report as of June 2025. Again, that's a hold call for CNPF at 41 pesos target price. And that's it for today's podcast. Make sure to follow us on our socials for more updates. That's First Metro Securities for both our Facebook and Instagram pages. Thanks for tuning in. Hope this has been helpful.
Thanks for listening to First Metro Securities Philippine Stock Market Weekly podcast. Don't forget to follow us to get first dibs on our new episodes. For more up-to-date market news and info, exclusive content, and the opportunity to connect with your fellow Filipino investors and traders, join facebook.com/groups/FirstMetroSec and be part of the First MetroSec family.
First MetroSec is providing this podcast as a general market commentary. Reference to any specific security, product, or entity do not constitute as an offer or a solicitation of an offer to buy or sell any financial instruments or to participate in any particular trading strategy. The statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed by the hosts are subject to change without notice, and First MetroSec is under no obligation to update, amend, change, or correct any of the statements, comments, views, or opinions expressed. The statements, comments, views, and opinions expressed by the guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the view of FirstMetroSec. FirstMetroSec disclaims any liability arising from reliance on or reference to any information obtained in this podcast.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.